scientists! My name's Mia.
And my name's Maya, and we're here at Ethos Innovation Center.
And today we're going to teach you how to make a movable hand.
So grab your box, grab your lab, and let's begin. If you want to follow along with us, you can open up your booklet to the gig sheet under Move Your Hands.
In today's lab, you will need one piece of cardboard, one string, 2 straws, some glue dots, and then what you'll need to grab on your own is a pair of scissors and a marker. For right now, all we need is our cardboard piece and our marker, so we're going to put everything else to the side. So for our first step, I am going to trace my hand on the cardboard piece. Now my hand is a little bit too big, so instead of going straight on like this, I am going to go more diagonal so that I can fit my hand on. And after testing this lab, I realized that it got markers all over my fingers, but that is
a little bit messy.
That's okay, because we can make messes.
Yep. Scientists make messes all the time.
Yeah. So it should look something like this.
Perfect. So after you trace out your hand, you're going to use your scissors and cut around the lines that you just traced.
So I actually learned that our fingers don't have muscles.
Really?
They have something called tendons, and when our fingers move and our tendons move, it's actually the muscles in our forearm that are making the tendons move.
Wow, that's really cool.
Yeah. This is kind of tricky. Cardboard can be pretty hard to cut, so if you do need help, feel free to ask someone.
You're doing a good job.
Thanks, it's really hard. My fingers might be a little bit smaller on my cardboard hand, but it doesn't have to look exactly like your real hand as long as you get it just pretty similar for the most part.
There you go.
I'm gonna cut this little triangle right here just so that it's
looks a little bit more like a real hand.
I don't have a triangle on my
hand. At the
hand.
bottom of your hand.
No. Okay, I'm gonna put this off to the side. For our next step, we are going to bend the pinky, ring, middle, and pointer finger 3 times and the thumb 2 times.
Okay, where do you think I should bend them?
So if you look at your actual hand, let's use your hand because my hand has markers all over it. There are these little lines, which are the little segments.
Where they bend?
Yep. So it's saying for your pinky, ring, middle, and pointer finger, you're gonna bend 3 times, so kind of where those bends are.
Okay.
And then for your thumb, you're gonna bend it 2 times, where those lines are, where your finger segments.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, I'm gonna use my own hand to kind of see where I should bend it.
That's a good idea.
It looks like I should have a bend right about here. And here. And do that for the rest of them too?
Yep.
Okay.
And then don't forget about where your pinky bends at the bottom too.
Oh yeah, you're right. So 1 bend, 2 bend, 3
perfect.
bends. Gotcha.
And you're gonna do that for the other 4. And then your thumb is a little different. It only has 2 places to bend.
It's already starting to look like a real hand.
I know, it does look like a real hand. And it's gonna bend like a real hand, which is really cool.
That's super, super cool.
Cardboard also can be tricky to bend too, and it might be a little bit tough to work with, but just try your best. And again, if you need help, it's totally okay to ask for help.
Okay, how does this look?
That looks good, looks perfect.
Okay, for the next step, we are going to grab a straw. You have 2 straws, and we're gonna cut it into 14 pieces, and these will resemble the bones in our hands.
Okay, I'm gonna, because 1 straw is cut into 14 pieces, right?
Yes, sorry about that. So we have,
It's okay.
We have 2 straws. One of them is gonna be cut into 14 pieces, and the other will be cut into 5 pieces.
Okay.
So for a reference for measurement, if you look back at your cardboard hand, you can see between each bend you have space in between. You want your straw to be able to fit in this space.
Okay.
So I would definitely keep that in mind when you're cutting these 14 pieces.
Okay, so maybe like this size? I also want to.
Oh!
My straw went flying.
Well, here, let me see if I.
We're going everywhere. Let's see if this one will stay on the table.
That's so funny.
Your straw pieces might fly around, but that's okay.
They have a mind.
Maya, do you mind going and picking up my
Yeah,
straw
let me go grab
pieces that fall? I don't even know how many I've cut.
I see 3 on the ground, 4 on the ground.
I'll make them a little bit smaller just to make sure that I have enough in case we can't find any that fall.
Okay.
How many do I have?
So you have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it looks like you need 4 more.
No!
It's okay, you should have enough.
We have runaway straw pieces. Okay, so we have 14.
Yep, those look good.
14 straw pieces. That was difficult, but we did it.
Yeah.
Okay, let's double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 14. Perfect.
Perfect.
There's one over here too. Okay, and then how many of the hand pieces do I need?
So we're gonna cut 5 of these pieces.
Okay.
These are gonna be a little bit longer than the 14 that you cut earlier. And that's because they're gonna be going on the palm of the hand. So you probably want it to be roughly about half the size, half the length of the palm of your hand that you cut here.
Okay, so maybe about here?
Yeah, that looks great.
Okay, let me hold on to it.
Yeah,
this time.
here, I can hold on too.
Thank you. 3, 4. I'll just trim a little bit off of this one.
Okay.
5.
That looks good. I'm just gonna set these off to the side really quick. We're gonna use these in a second. Be careful not to lose them because
I know.
they're pretty small.
And it is kind of interesting that we had to cut all of those bone pieces because I learned that just the hand and finger bones that we have, which if you look at your hand, it looks really small compared to your whole body.
Yeah.
Our finger and hand bones take up 25% of the bones in our body.
25%?
Yeah,
well,
just
that
this
makes
little
sense.
thing.
That makes sense because I learned that there's 28 bones in our hand. Isn't that so weird to think our hands are so small and they have that many bones in them?
That is weird.
They all work together to move.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, our next step says place a glue dot in each segment and add a piece of straw. So let's focus on the glue dots first. So I'm gonna hand you these. Now these glue dots are actually double-sided. So to put it on your hand, you're gonna take one off. Maya's gonna show this as an example of how to do it. And you're gonna place it on one of the segments, so in between each bend that we made earlier. And then to make it double-sided, you're gonna peel off that little white film, which can be tricky. This took us a lot of time earlier today when we were testing out the lab. And it's gonna look something like this when you're done. So you want to add 3 or 2 if it's your thumb, 3 glue dots in between each bend that we made, so each segment of your finger. And then you're also going to add 1 glue dot on the palm of your hand for each finger. So you're gonna have 5 glue dots on the palm of your hand. And then, we're not done, we have a lot more. We are also going to add 5 glue dots on the back of each finger.
Yep.
So to save time, we already prepped a hand with all the glue dots that we need.
Yes, we did.
So we're gonna show you
Yep, we're gonna switch that out really quick. And we just put a glue dot on every segment of the fingers.
Yes.
Well, actually, we'll just show you. So as you can see, there's a glue dot on every segment here. And then we have 1 for every finger on the palm. And then actually, if you flip it over, we also put a glue dot on the tip of every finger also.
Yep.
So now once all of your glue dots have been put on your hand, you're gonna go back to the straw pieces that you cut earlier that tried to run away from us. And the little ones are gonna go on your fingers, and then those longer ones are gonna be on the palm. So,
Okay, so
yep, and they should be vertical just like that.
Like this, and then long ones.
Yep, so
on
then
the
at the
palm.
palm, it will be a long one. Yeah, that looks great.
Try and get your straw pieces to be as in line as possible because we're eventually going to weave our string through these pieces and you want them to be as in line as possible so that it's easier to weave your string through.
Yep, good point.
We'll do a couple
Yep,
more.
we'll show you again one more time. And this part takes a little bit of time also. So to save time for us, we have put on all the straw so you can see what it should look like after you're done. And here it is. As you can see, there's a orange straw or a short straw on each of the fingers, and then those longer straws along the palm, like that.
Perfect. Okay, step 6 in our gig sheet says to take the string and put one end on the glue dot on the back of the finger and string it through the rest of each straw piece. So before you do that, you are going to want to cut your string into about 5
scissors.
Yep.
Thank you.
About 5 equal pieces. And you want 5 because you're going to want to weave through the string in each finger.
So sometimes I like to measure, just imagining how long I'll need it, because you want it to be the length of this and then a little bit longer so you can have room to pull. So does this seem like a good length to you? Okay.
Good.
So I'll cut one there.
And the string for your other 4 fingers might be longer than
a little
your
bit
thumb,
longer. Yes.
The thumb is so small.
So it looks like these can be about this long. So there's 2 pieces here. Then I can use this one to measure for the other ones too.
I'll clean these out of the way. Thank you. These silly little straw pieces that try to leave us. I've never seen straw pieces fly around like that.
So I've cut 5 pieces now for each of the fingers. And now what we're gonna do, this part is a little bit tricky. We're gonna take one of our strings and we're going to attach it, the one end of it, to the glue dot on the back. And then we're going to string the rest of the string through the holes of the straw.
Oops, I pressed down on the straw. Okay, so this end is gonna go through all of the straws. Oh goodness.
I know, it's a little bit tricky.
The straw's peeling, or the string's peeling at the end. Okay, so there's one.
Perfect.
So this is why we want our straw, pieces to be in line as possible, so that this process becomes easier. Oh my goodness, it keeps getting stuck.
That's okay.
Come on.
Sometimes you might have to like twist the end,
There we go.
so it's easier to loop through. You're doing a great job.
Thank you.
Oh, awesome.
Okay.
So this is what it looks like with one string pulled through, and you're gonna use the rest of your 4 pieces to string it through the other fingers. And this also takes a little bit of time, so we prepared a hand with the strings already in, and we're gonna show you what this looks like.
So it should look something like this. As you can see, we have all of our straw pieces and our strings strung through. And now it's your turn to test it out. So what you do is, depending on what finger or fingers you want to move, you just pull on that string and it moves. Maya, let's see a comparison to your hand. Move your thumb.
Oh my goodness, it looks just
move
like
your
that.
pointer finger. So it looks just like a real hand. And something that I would encourage you to do is make it a challenge. And by doing that, you can maybe find different objects around the house. There's actually objects in our booklet that you can use, and try and see if you can pick it up with your hand and see how strong your cardboard hand is.
Yeah, and again, this is a super cool lab because this cardboard resembles our hand, and then each straw piece resembles the bones in our hands. And then these strings that we pull at the bottom are kind of like how our muscles pull on the bones in our fingers to make them move.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Looks just like our real hand.
Yeah, so we had so much fun making this hand with you guys, and we'll see you in the next video.
Bye, scientists!